Hello, it's the Sonoran Desert Grower. Today we're going to be talking about installing a chilta bean garden. This is a tutorial. It's going to be about 40 minutes. I'm going to walk you guys through what I did at my house to install a little chilta bean garden. So we have this wild area right here under this mesquite tree. Under permaculture theory, this would be our zone 5, meaning that we're not doing anything in this area. We're just kind of leaving it be. The only thing I was really doing was pruning this mesquite tree so that it would grow up. I have a lot of these branches growing really low. I have to kind of duck under them. I'm 6 feet tall, so I have to duck under a lot of these branches to kind of walk through there. But that's kind of how this tree grew. It was kind of wild and all that. Putting a chiltepin bean garden under a tree, a mature mesquite tree, is the perfect spot. We're also going to grow tomatoes here, and we can grow pretty much whatever we want, like herbs and things like that. So that's kind of the idea, is to grow some chiltepin bean, grow some tomatoes, grow some medicinal herbs. We planted a rue plant right away, and that's kind of the plan for this area. So we're going to remove all of this acacia, whatever volunteer trees are growing in the area, and whatever brush is here. We have like a creosote, we have a fallen saguaro that I have to clean up. So that's pretty much the task, is to clean up this entire area. Part of the plan is to build up the brush into a pile so that we can grow mushrooms with spawn. We can buy spawn from online mycologists, or local mushroom farmers, and you can break it up, throw it into the brush pile, and kind of cover it with wood chips. And when it rains, it will start to decompose and it will activate the mycelium. It'll just be dormant when it's dry. So it's going to be kind of a rainwater harvesting mushroom bed. And we're going to use all this brush that I'm cleaning up to grow mushrooms. And the area that we're going to clean up, initially, I didn't put down any compost or anything like that, because we did plant this whole area with chiltepin bean pepper plants, which are wild heirloom peppers of the Sonoran Desert, and they require very little nutrition. Like, they'll produce massive amounts of hot little chiltepin bean peppers just off of what's there already. So that's kind of what's really cool about growing genetics that are adapted to your area. You can get away with things that you wouldn't be able to normally. So it kind of allows us to do minimal damage to the tree roots of this mesquite. In a way, it's kind of sad because this is a very established native area. I have plants here that are doing really good. They're acacia plants. I have some cactus growing wild. I have this whole area of aloe vera, but I do want to grow food in this area, so I have to kind of clear it out. Um, So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm using my hand pruners and some loppers to kind of take care of most of it. Um, I do need to use a sawzall here and there for the acacias, the creosote, some of the more bushy plants. And pretty much what I did is I just kind of took it to the base and did a little clear cut. And after I processed the brush that I created, I went back and actually took out the stump. So I dug around it, I sawzalled it into kind of like slices, so that I could easily pull out the roots and all that. And it was something that had to do with a pickaxe and a caliche bar. I didn't include that footage here because it's already super long, but I do want to make sure that you guys understand the process, right? Because these plants are just going to come back, especially once I add the irrigation and once I start top dressing the plants, like whatever plants I end up putting here. The native plants are going to come right back if you leave the root systems intact. So um, that's what I did. I went through this whole area with the sawzall, cleared out all the bigger bushes, and then dug out the roots. And again, I'm not showing that footage because it's already a very long video. I just kind of want to show the process that I went through in a matter of weeks to kind of get this done before the season ended. Um, so that's kind of what you're seeing right here. I'm stacking all the brush in a little pile so I can inoculate this later with mushroom mycelium. The plan is to put some oyster mushroom substrate, break it up, inoculate this whole little hill that I'm making with the brush, and get mushrooms from rainwater. Basically, whenever it rains, it'll bloom with the mushroom harvest. So we have this whole area right here filled up with aloe vera plants that I'm gonna go ahead and dig out and compost. They're gonna come back. This is a very thick and established area. There's gonna be some the root systems are so vigorous that they're definitely gonna come back. So I'm not very worried about going super hard in this area because my experience with aloe vera is once it's gotten to this level, it is there to stay. It'll come back. There's gonna be some pups that are gonna come back. So that's kind of the plan, is to kind of clear out the area, leave kind the dried out leaves as a mulch because it's a very nice mulch. And originally I was gonna put a bunch of chitepin there too, but what actually ended up happening is we planted a rue plant, and we're gonna use it for kind of more of our medicinal herbs that need shade. We want to get a little lavender in here and different things like that that need more protection because it's so hot here, right? So this is kind of the perfect spot for those very finicky plants that definitely need to be in shade to do really well. And we planted a root plant, and it's flowered. It's doing really good. It's grown a lot. Later on in the video, you're gonna see a little baby root plant planted right there in this area with all the aloe vera. So I've been working really hard to clear this area out.
What do you think we can make a tortoise hibernation for next year?
Right here, this is gonna be for the tortoise too.
I'm guarding its spot.
So this is a saguaro that fell over. I'm gonna try to move it. Cleared out the entire area. All the brush is totally gone. Now we can really focus on getting this prepped for planting. What I'm doing is I'm pushing all of the rock that's here kind of out to the perimeter. I'm pushing all of the dead nopales up to the perimeter, and I'm kind of leveling it out a little bit as I'm doing that too. It's easier to do this if you flip the rake over. It can kind of pull in the rocks, push the brush. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm kind of preparing the area to put in the irrigation, and that is what it was kind of left after you clear the brush, is throwing down your irrigation lines. So I pretty much got this entire area ready to plant. The soil is really good. Okay. Pretty much gonna just leave this like this.
When was the last time we cleaned it down here?
We've never done anything down here. Just prune the tree.
What?
We just prune the tree down here and that's it. So today we are going to finish our chickpea bean garden. This is gonna be our main garden bed right here for our chickpea bean and herbs like lemon balm, thyme, oregano. We're gonna grow a lot of herbs for the kitchen here, and some chickpea bean, and some this season the plants that don't take, we're gonna plant calendula in their spot. And then this area right here is gonna be another planting area for chickpea bean. And then this area right here is gonna be another planting area.
We just laid a second area today.
Nice.
We just like
Get your hair out of her. It's gonna get full of whatever.
whatever she got into.
Mhm.
Yeah, we just got here. Like we just came out here, and you're laying our little eggs. We haven't got this many eggs so far. Usually she likes being pet. Oh. Is it okay if I can put it down here?
Put it in the garden up there so she can help us break down those
Okay.
vines.
Go have fun again?
I want you guys to harvest the pomegranates, okay? These brush piles are gonna be our mushroom gardens.
Are those brush piles gonna stay there?
Yeah, we're gonna grow mushrooms on them.
It's like, what is that? What are mushrooms? They probably
Okay.
smell disgusting. And they probably taste delicious. No, they don't smell disgusting, but they are delicious. They love eating disgusting things.
They do, huh?
Yeah, whatever smells super bad, it's like the best. Only if you were there when the stink bomb had occurred at school. Only if you were there. Stink bomb was the worst.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was dry eggs.
They would have been like, yummy.
The whole school freaked out. It wasn't as worse as Mama's though. They had gotten a stink bomb in the AC unit.
Oh no.
So it went through the whole school.
Don't get their food wet, okay? Alright, so we're ready to install this line.
Now that I have gotten everything ready to plant, the very last step I need to do is to add my irrigation lines. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap into the 1/2 inch line that is already down here that waters the compost in the chicken coop, waters the chicken run so that they have kind of a moist area to do their sand baths. We fill that area with some sand. So the plan is to tap into it, throw in a T, run it down to the area, and do kind of like a little have the line run around kind of in a half circle shape around the area and tap into the lines. So I'm going to show that entire process. That's what kind of makes this video long, is I'm showing you guys the entire process kind of condensed. This took me a couple weeks. So we've already kind of gone through the whole, let's clear the area out. Let's get all the established vegetation out so that we can put in the plants we want. In this case, it's going to be bean, tomatoes, medicinal herbs. And now we're at the step where we're going to install the irrigation. So we decided to do a 1/2 inch poly line, and we're going to tap into that and put in 1/4 inch lines with 6-inch emitters. That way we can really fill in the area with plants, and the plan is to establish a bean hedge and use some of the open space by the pathways for tomato plants because they do really good under mesquite trees. But you could grow a variety of things, like you can grow strawberries here. This is going to be a year-round garden, so we're going to be able to use it in the winter as well.
Sometimes these rolls get all messed up towards the end. This is the last bit of this roll. Alright, here we go. That's a tear. You gotta check your line when you're rolling it out, if it's, especially if it kinks up like that, because it'll get a crease in there, and it'll start to leak water from that spot. That's kind of what happened in this corner right here. That's why that thing was leaking. Sometimes it takes a while for it to bust. So we just got a little coupler. We'll get back to it. Okay. It's going good. Can you give me an elbow?
Huh?
Can you give me an elbow? One that looks like an L?
Elbow?
Looks like an L. Oh, never mind. I have it in my pocket. I have it right here.
So, it's doing good. Got a lot of progress done.
Are they almost? You guys almost done with it?
No, I just finished a lot in the tree. In the big tree. It seems like the pomegranates go a lot into the big tree.
Okay, baby.
How's it going over here?
It's going good.
So, we're going to be doing the artificial bean right here.
Yeah, I have to go to the store right now. So, you guys hurry up so we can go to the store. Okay. So now I need to go buy the emitter lines because I don't have any. But this will get done in like another 15 minutes once I install those emitter lines. We're going to be planting tonight.
Going to be a chicken, I think.
I'm spacing these peppers out about a foot. You could go 2 feet. They get pretty big. They're definitely going to be growing into each other and whatever, but I'm going to get more production out of this. So lines are turning on. I'm going to go ahead and move this one out of the way so I can dig right here. There's a rock.
Is the video camera on?
Yeah, I think it is on. Look at all these little saguaro
Look, he really
espinas.
likes to cuddle too. Hey, I want to make something with them.
No, they're dangerous.
This girl was like sitting on half a dozen eggs.
She was just saying all the eggs.
I know. She's the brutest one we got. Except for Fluffy. Well, that is Fluffy. Fluffy. You know, Sarah is actually kind of broody.
Okay.
She actually thinks that she's a girl. I actually put her on some eggs and she sits on them. But I think Veggie will be better for the broody part. Because like she's way bigger and has way more feathers. What do you think? Oh, that's a big rock. Look how much earth they're taking apart. Yep, I can already tell that that's a big rock.
Move, baby. I almost got your hand.
Did you hear what he said? It's the first lion.
Line.
Line.
Ooh. Wow.
I told you it was a big rock. Hey, I think that's good enough to do a sheet of bean.
Yeah, it is good. It's deep enough.
Thanks to the rock, we barely had to do any digging. Only for the rock. Didn't we?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think that those are redstone rocks.
So the hole is not where it's supposed to be.
So give it a little bit. Hey, Poppy.
What's up, baby? Nice root development.
No, I want to scare this one chicken lay an egg. And it's really messed up. The only chicken I've seen laying an egg, I was sitting down in the chicken coop with some other chickens. And then the chicken just started to go like this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think that was all about?
So I started to check her butt,
Yeah?
and her butt was like all big.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, oh no. So it was all stuck, the egg. So I tried to help her squeeze it out,
How?
by pushing her butt a little bit.
Did the chicken like get mad at you or what?
No, the chicken was actually pushing still.
I don't think they have a problem pushing the eggs out, baby.
I stayed in there for an hour to see if she will get that egg out. She didn't. Actually, I stayed in the chicken coop for an hour one night. For like a few hours one night, I stayed in the chicken coop to see how they do it. And I was all wearing black, and they didn't see me in the corner of the chicken coop.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, my eyes got very used to the dark. So I was like, so Fluffy was like trying to fly back onto the stick.
Mm-hmm.
You can up there like in the middle of the night.
Yeah?
Yeah. One time I woke up in the middle of the night and checked out the chickens. So I was like, I couldn't go back to bed. And then I just went in there and kind of floppy.
No, give me one that's not floppy. I'm doing the non-floppy ones first. Whatever you want to talk about.
Sometimes when I'm out with the chickens, remember when I got the chickens and the first time they went to the chicken coop, they're so small. I remember taking like 5 in my hands. When I got into the chicken coop, they all flew off.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, Sarah was really good at flying, but still her wings was...
She's not good anymore?
No, she's good at flying. Just that when she was little, we were teaching her at that time.
Teaching her what?
How to fly.
How'd you teach her?
We'll put her on our arms. Like, we'll do different levels. We'll put her into our... Go low.
So we planted these peppers the past 2 days. I have a tray here. I'm gonna try to fill this side in as well. And grow some chitapin out here.
So we planted the entire area with some chitapin plants, and they did fine. But what ended up happening is we realized that we had some feral rabbits living down in this area, and we also have some ground squirrels living in this area. So they pretty much ate everything. Um, what we're doing is we are uh, planting different things to see what kind of does well in the area. They left the root plant completely alone. We also went ahead and planted a whole tray of tomatoes. They left the tomatoes completely alone. We planted watermelon, butternuts, pumpkins. They ate all of that as they were coming up. So we're thinking that moving forward, if we are going to plant the beans again, we're going to have to cage them in. We also have a lot of traffic from doves and quail, and they're eating stuff too. Again, this was our zone 5. In permaculture theory, that is the zone that is like the wild zone. You don't do anything with it. And if you back up the video, you can see it was a thriving wild area. It was pretty much feral. We had a lot of plants that feed birds, that feed squirrels, that feed rabbits. So it makes sense that we had those, or we have those animals established down there. So where we're at right now is we're harvesting them. I don't know if you guys noticed that in the video I had my air rifle in the area. I have a hunting license. It's completely legal for me to do this. You can hunt rabbits year round. Doves and quail, there is a season for that. The ground squirrels in your yard year round. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're just kind of eating these animals, kind of considering it a byproduct of the permaculture system. And the goal is to get a cheetah bean hedge established here. We struck out the first year. Um, we're already in year 2, and we're gonna plant some seedlings and see if we can make that happen. But that's kind of how farming is. You have to kind of go for it and see what happens and kind of use that information moving forward. So don't give up, like kind of figure a way through it. I want to thank you for subscribing to the Patreon community. I'm gonna start making more videos and uploading them on here. Let me know what you guys want to see, what kind of tutorials I should put together and upload for y'all. Some of these are gonna make it onto the YouTube channel after they've been on here for a while, so that we can share them with the entire community. One of the perks is that the Patreon members are going to have first access to it, and there is going to be some exclusive just to Patreon, like the chicken harvesting videos and some of the full-on workshops that are already uploaded on here. So go ahead and scroll through if you're new. There's a lot of articles. I post an article every Friday, and moving forward it might be a video. I've been working a lot on these videos. So again, thank you for subscribing. It means a lot. And I'm open to feedback. My email is thesonorandesertgrower@gmail.com. Thank you.